All right, so 7 days have flown by once again, and we're at the end of April. And I'm thinking we get out here and look for some water. Now, a while back I did a suspended or floating shelter because we had uneven or sloping terrain. I enjoyed that. So what if you had to build a shelter on the water's edge with sloping terrain that goes down into a pond? How could we accomplish that? Let's get out here and find our spot and then get her done. Okay, so here we are, we're on the water's edge. You can see the terrain sloping down to the water. I'm thinking we go with some sort of dock structure up here that juts outward. Now the problem I see in my head is how do I combat legs of tripods or bipods wanting to sink into that mud on the far end over there. I think I have an idea for that. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Normally on a raised platform, I want to lash my poles to existing trees or use some sort of tripods at each end. No trees are in that water, and like I mentioned before, the legs of a bipod or a tripod could sink in that mud, causing it to tilt or tweak. Not good if I'm sleeping on that. So here's what I'm thinking. Still go with traditional bipods, 2 of them, facing each other. Ridge pole across here. At my legs, ridge poles horizontal across here and here, kind of like leg poles. This way this bad boy starts to sink, it can only sink so far, it's going to hit the horizontals and stick them in the mud and create a larger footprint, which will actually need a lot more weight to push it either way. It could work. Okay, so here's one bipod, and like we talked about, we're going to face each other like this, and we're going to run 2 horizontals here and here to each other, and then our platform out to the water. So I think that'll work. Left the legs long, that way I can get out in the water. I got muck boots on, I'm good to go. I'm going to sink these bad boys in first and then land our platform. So I'm thinking time to make our platform. As always, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Alright, so our frame is complete and our bipods are done. On our frame we used our infamous arbor knot in an X in an attempt to save cordage, and on our bipods we used an actual diagonal lash because I want those bad boys rigid. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a fit up on this before I head down to the water, make sure everything looks good so we can add our horizontals to our bipods. But first, let's go ahead and answer a comment from our critics section. The comment reads something to the effect of, "Your builds lately just aren't as elaborate as before. I'm skipping and thumbs downing." Well, first off, thank you for the support. YouTube only cares about one thing: interaction, meaning you watch the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Left a comment. They don't care. You're interacting, and for that, I appreciate it. Second, here's my actual response. I don't know of any actual top YouTuber, top tuber, or self-proclaimed innovator tuber that comes out here every single week for the past 16 months and does what I do, meaning these builds, especially this year. I've done nothing but builds every single week that are hardcore, that are labor intensive, and I get the same comment: "That's a lot of work for an overnighter." I don't know of anyone that does that. I don't know of anyone that can keep up with this type of momentum either, and I put money on that. Now, with that said, I'm not arrogant, and I'm not blowing smoke up my own rear end. I'm just saying it's taking a toll on me, and if I need to step back 1 or 2 weeks in a row and do something easier that's still kind of cool, I'm gonna do so I can be here for you. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Alright, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The last trick is to get in the water and sink those bipods up to the horizontals so everything's locked in place on the front end over there. And then go ahead and maybe lift the back end if needed by placing a log under it. If not, we're good to go. All right, I'm thinking it's about as level as that bad boy's gonna get. Time to get out here and move around, cut some wood, and then lay them on there. We created an artificial platform, sort of like a dock, a place where Corporal can be sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ha! That'd be in your head the rest of the night. You're welcome. Okay, so that should get us about halfway. Now, one question I want to go ahead and address. I've addressed it several times. People say, "Where's he getting lumber that straight? I don't understand. He never shows it being cut." Well, I'm at the edge of a pine forest, okay? These are all pine trees. Lightweight. There's a mixture in here, different types. There's also tulip poplar right there, and this is where most of my wood comes from. I walk in here, cut it down to the size I need, de-limb each branch, and we're good to go. So no, there's not a Home Depot behind my house. I have 4,000 acres at my disposal. All in a day's work. Feel like the old school Looney Tunes. If you're cutting on a piece of wood, and be like, beep beep. I'll be like, hold up a sign saying, bye bye. It works. Now we got snowflakes, but it's like 50 outside, so voodoo AF. All right, so we have our elevated shelter. We're over the water. We're on the water's edge. So I'm thinking an elevated shelter needs an elevated fire. Alright, let's pause for a moment. If you like what you see here, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. Then take it a step further. Grab your cell phone, download the free YouTube app, and sign in. This will give you push notifications when my new videos drop. Alright, that's looking badass. Okay, so we're about 11.5 hours in, and I'm starving, because there's always going to be a lot of work for my overnighters. So I'm thinking chow time, and I have a ribeye steak, and of course we have bacon. I mean, why not? But it's that time of year for wild edibles. On the way in here, I passed by some onions. I want to get back over there and grab those bad boys, and then make our way to a couple dead oak trees over here in the distance, over yonder. And if we're lucky, we can find some morels. I'm thinking we add all that to that bacon grease and then toss in my ribeye, and we'll be nice and fat and happy all night. Alright, so what we got going on here, we have a ribeye that's cooked in bacon grease with wild onions and morels. Tender. Oh man. It's like butter. There's a morel. Oh man, get that onion flavor, the bacon grease. Man, oh man. Got a chunk of fat there, that meat. Oh man. Catch you all in a minute. Okay, so truth be told, this is one of several frog ponds that I frequent. And we're about a month and a half early. But I've heard frogs, I'm sure you've heard frogs in my videos, and I'm honestly just waiting until dark and I'm going to go scout around. This will not be on video. I'm trying to find a good spot that I can set in, and in about a month and a half bring medium-sized dude out here and we'll do a couple overnighters, have a good time, do some, catch and cook type videos. But this pond right here snakes around to the other side over there, and there's huge turtles in there as well. So the fishing license that you get here covers fish, turtles, over 12 inches I believe, and bullfrogs. So another month and a half, game on. And I wanted this base camp right here to kind of piggyback my previous video on the suspended shelter, or the floating shelter in the woods. So now we have an elevated shelter on the water's edge. Same idea. This works in swampy, marshy areas as well, or frog ponds. This pond right here has the potential to have water actually about 2 or 3 feet deep. Right now we're looking at about a foot in the deepest areas. We'll talk about this shelter tomorrow, but we're good 18 inches off the water. And I'm happy. There's no deflection here. This worked out well, so it is what it is. Okay, so last thing here before I get out and start my scout. Be like, welcome to Frogtown. I'm still on YouTube's crap list. The tree fort and my grass shelter in the woods, my grass dugout shelter, Both were rated 9 and 10, worst 10 of 10. So when I was hitting 1s and 2s for about 2 months, they just decided that it wasn't worth it and they bombed the videos. Because of that, I'm no longer in people's feeds. People were unsubscribed from me, and a lot of people were not notified. So to get me back in the feed, watch my videos, watch them all the way to the end. Play the next recommended video from YouTube's recommended playlist. Find one of my playlists, play the whole thing. Show YouTube that you want Corporal's Corner, and like I always say, I'm going to give you Corporal's Corner. To my legions, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you've done, everything you're doing. Oh, I almost forgot. Check this out right here. First week of June in Georgia is Blade Show, and guess who's going to be there? I'll be in the Self-Reliance Outfitters booth, and my Camping Trail knife will be there. Anywhere from 50 to 100 will be in stock, and the best part is you show up, you can get one, and you're not paying any shipping. So come down and see me at Blade Show the first week of June in Georgia. Might be time to trim the old beard, or shave it off. Let me know in the comments section. Trim it, shave it, let it grow. Okay, so here we are, we're inside of our shelter. It's very similar to the one we made in the solo overnight building a floating shelter in the woods. We have our coal cracker tarp, our 8x8 oilskin. We have our platform or our dock. We're locked in back here in the back end on the ground, and we have our 18 inches of clearance extended over our pond. So it's working out pretty well. Plenty of room inside here to move around in. I'm on my side right now. The ceiling's way up here. This thing is rigid. It's not going to go anywhere. We're tied in, we're locked in, and I'm happy with this. If it starts downpouring, I'm good, and be nice and cozy all night. I'm going to go ahead and grab my stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and DD around that bend I was telling you about. And I'm going to set in, and I'm going to get my flashlight. I'm going to look around and see if we can get some choice areas for some frog hunts here in the future. I'll catch you all in the morning. We'll have our coffee time, talk about the shelter, and then get out of here. So you have a good night. Catch you tomorrow. Not bad. Barrage Coffee, veteran owned. It's actually pretty good. So, outstanding. Let's go ahead and talk about this shelter. What do we do here? Well, we're on the water's edge. This is a frog pond. Now, this could be a stream, it could be a creek, it could be a lake, a body of water, okay? All we did is we went ahead and made 2 bipods, and then we joined horizontals, connecting them together. Sunk that bad boy in the water as far as we could, and then landed our platform. Boom, 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 boom. Corporals, dock on the bay. From there we went ahead and added our Y branches by drilling out with our do-it-yourself auger bit, and then wrapped it with our coal cracker 8x8 oilskin tarp. So we're off the ground, we're out of the water most importantly, and in my opinion this is perfect for a murky, swampy, muddy area or some place that's prone to flooding, and it worked out well. Alright, so lastly, we went ahead and completed our elevated fire pit. Nothing special, just a platform that we sunk in the mud and added about 4 or 5 inches of clay all the way around it. And the main purpose of that would be for light at night. It's warmer now, so a Swagman roll blankie or some type of snug pack, you're good to go in there. But worked out well. I'm happy with that. Another one for the books. And there you go, solo overnight bushcrafting in an elevated shelter on the water's edge. Once again, we came out here and created a shelter using items from our backpack. No gas or power tools needed. So I had fun doing this. Now, I want to clarify something real quick before someone loses their mind and says, he's talking crap about YouTubers. What I've mentioned earlier was about me going out here for the past 16 months, not missing a week for 16 months. And then I said, especially this year, which means 4 months of these labor-intensive builds. Now, I did not say YouTubers coming out making videos. You can make a video with your cell phone in 2 minutes, 3 minutes every single day and post 10 videos a day if you wanted to. I'm referring to bushcraft style builds for 16 months straight. And for me, that's an accomplishment. And I'm glad I'm out here doing it. Now, with that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. You guys are still here? What's up with that? This is a true test for those that watch my videos all the way to the end. I told you last night when it was getting dark that I'm gonna go over here and scout for frogs and turtles. Dude, the place I found around the bend over here, loaded. And we'll come back in about 3 or 4 weeks and revisit that place for an outstanding catch and cook. Catch you later.